Here's another one of my famous videos where I attempt to say something but then I just end up not really saying anything at all. Today's topic, and I'm like the tiniest bit late to the news, but ton of classic movies, is the new home for Looney Tunes. And that statement just extremely, supremely, very much so just pisses me off. And Turner Classic Movies is a channel that airs old movies. Basically, the beginning and end of my relationship with it is just that description. I've never watched it, never had really any interest in it, but they did air Hey There, It's Yogi Bear and the Man Called Flintstone one time, and that's like the only interest I've ever had in watching it. But yeah, the beginning and end of my relationship is that where I didn't even watch it. But Turner Classic Movies did air cartoons back in the day in like the 2000s, I think. I haven't like fully researched the history, but I think they aired them as filler during commercials. But now they're finally being the so-called new home of Looney Tunes. And the way they're airing it is not really a home, they just air like a little 3 short marathon of them before a related movie. It's kind of insulting to the people that are Waggle Broadcasting because they're the ones actually making a new home for Looney Tunes and MeTV, even though they mostly just aired them on Saturday mornings, and they used to air them on Sunday nights with MeTV Plus. Plus the Tune In With Me show, which actually has the cartoons integrated into the show itself. Those are actually more of an actual home than Turner Classic Movies. And not to mention MeTV Tunes, which actually airs them every day, plus Boomerang, which I guess kind of counts, but no one like really even cares about that. But also the free streaming service Tubi has a bunch of them, so I don't think it really makes sense for them to be calling Turner Classic Movies the new home, unless it's some kind of ridiculous marketing strategy that Warner Bros. Discovery, because they own Looney Tunes Shorts and Turner Classic Movies and Boomerang or whatever else. Maybe it's a kind of ridiculous marketing strategy to try to trick people into thinking that it's airing more than it is. But I think it's just kind of ridiculous and insulting to call this the new home when it's just not really the new home. They just air it sometimes, and this thing is just being extremely overblown. I actually do think it's kind of a cool idea to air Looney Tunes before related movies, but they don't really air them all the time. They just air them randomly at 8 o'clock and then during the next movie, which sometimes runs to like midnight. So, in Turner Classic Movies themselves, they're not doing this type of stupid marketing, airing exaggerated promos, talking about it being the new home for Looney Tunes, because they themselves know that it's a lie. So, some fucking idiot out there in the marketing department of Warner Bros. Discovery or whoever came up with this stupid thing to talk about Turner Classic Movies being the home for Looney Tunes, when it just isn't. Back in like 2000 or something around the time, where they took all the Looney Tunes off of all the other networks, and then Cartoon Network became the actual home for Looney Tunes. It made sense because it was actually aired consistently in blocks, and it was actually the face of the network for a while. But here, it's like not really an actual home. Turner Classic Movies themselves not airing any commercials or promos even talking about it. They just air short introductions for them. So at least Turner Classic Movies, the channel itself, is it being this overblown, but it's just kind of ridiculous and annoying. Considering all the other outlets we have that actually put like marketing into it, that makes sense. And most of these articles like don't even mention MeTV or MeTV Tunes or Tubi at all, except one of the articles I found just randomly mentioned Tubi in passing without really even acknowledging it, and it didn't even mention MeTV Tunes at all, which makes more sense to mention in that context because it's an actual channel, and it makes sense to say that that's the home with Looney Tunes, even though they have a bunch of other stuff that isn't directly related. It still makes sense. Calling Turner Classic Movies the new home for Looney Tunes is just so stupid. It doesn't really make any sense, and it's just dumb and bad marketing. Anyway, that's the end of my little 4-minute ramble thing.